The story of the widow's olive oil is found in the Bible, specifically in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 4, verses 1-7. Here is a summary of the story. During the time of the prophet Elisha, there was a widow whose husband had been a servant of God. Unfortunately, her husband had passed away, leaving her in a difficult financial situation. The widow was in debt and had no means to repay it. As a result, the creditor was threatening to take her 2 sons as slaves to settle the debt. Distressed and desperate, the widow sought help from Elisha. She explained her situation to him, and Elisha asked her what she had in her house. She replied that she only had a small jar of olive oil. Elisha instructed her to gather as many empty jars as she could from her neighbors. He told her to pour the little oil she had into those empty jars. She was then to sell the filled jars and use the money to pay off her debts, and also to provide for herself and her sons. The widow followed Elisha's instructions, and miraculously, the small jar of oil continued to pour until all the empty jars were filled. She sold the oil and paid off her debts, with enough left over to sustain her family. The story of the widow's olive oil demonstrates God's provision and faithfulness. Despite the widow's dire circumstances, God multiplied the small amount of oil she had, enabling her to overcome her financial struggles. This story teaches us the importance of seeking God's guidance and trusting in His provision, even when we are faced with challenging situations. It shows that God can use what little we have to accomplish great things and meet our needs.